I keep seeing these ads on Facebook for these lens caps that you harvest a disposable film camera lens out of it. Somebody makes polished versions of them and they cost about 50 bucks. And you slap the lens on your modern mirrorless camera or DSLR and it gives it that film look. So this is a Kodak Power Flash camera that I got. There's a couple ways to get these. You can buy them expired. They're a lot cheaper. You can go to your local film processing place and say, hey, got any of these camera bodies laying around? And maybe you can get them for free. I don't know. So I've peeled the sticker off this just to save a little bit of time and make it easier to open. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this battery door off. And none of this is pretty. This is a destructive process. And I want to get this battery out of here. And I'll show you why. I took one out of the other camera that I did recently. And then what you want to do is you just want to get a screwdriver and work this thing open. And as soon as it opens, you should be able just to just break everything out of here. Should be able to just pop it apart. And this is a one-shot deal. There's my film, and we don't want that film. It's I think this is expired, and I need to get to the front where the lens is at. So let's pop this off. Alright, and there, right there is the lens. As you can see, it's got a 16mm body on it. And it also has a couple of screws in it. Let me get a smaller screwdriver here. And another thing you need to be worried about with these cameras is there's a big capacitor in these things. And the job of the capacitor is to fill up with a charge from the battery. And that gives you enough voltage to power the flash. Well, and there's the lens right there. And let me just flip this thing over. And the capacitor's buried inside of here. And just let me tell you that this is in a charged state. If I were to go sticking my fingers around here, you can get a tremendous shock off of these things. That capacitor holds a lot of energy, so you want to make sure you don't touch it or you want to bleed the charge off. Some people tell you to take a screwdriver. That makes an interesting pop when you short the legs. And the best and safest way to do it is put a multimeter lead on the on both ends of the capacitor legs and then watch the voltage go down. So I've made a couple of these already. This is a lens that came out of another Kodak camera. And I'll be able to do something with that. I can make one of these Sony ZV E10s. Somebody's got a file online for doing that. And this one is going to go in my Canon EOS M50. And I've already made one. And they're pretty cool. Works pretty good. So that's it. Then the last thing you want to do is you want to take a pair of side cutters and then you want to trim this down until it's round, and then you simply drop it into here. I'm not going to do all that because it'll take a moment or something, but you drop it down into here. It's possible that you might have to ream this size up to 5/8 of an inch. The hole in this thing tapers. It's bigger in the top than it is in the bottom, so I'm going this way with it and see how that works. But that's it. Once you drop this lens, what you want to do is you want to make sure that it's not glued into place or anything just yet. And you're going to have to take something and, tap this lens down. If it's too close back here, you'll get fuzzy images. You won't be in focus. And I kind of have to tap mine. It looks like there's about 1/8 of an inch showing at the top right there. So that's all it takes. You just 3D print a a lens holder, and like I just did, and I also took my laser here. I've got a X-Tool F1 laser, which is very cool, and it allows me to laser cool stuff like that, so I know what it goes on. So that's it. I'm going to trim this, and then I'll just drop it in, and then I'll be ready. And that's it. That's your lesson for today. Thank you.